Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shared Brain Cell. I am Spencer Cadell, and I'm being joined by my co-host.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Oscar Hawkins.
Okay, so you might notice, if you are watching the video version of this, that there's been an up in quality. Because I didn't know that there was a video version of this. I mean, I've been recording video, but that's just how I, record audio and stuff. I did not know that people could see. So, now, not only will these be available on, podcasting apps, it'll also be available on my YouTube channel, SHCC Productions. Sorry for the bad quality of the first two episodes. Anyways, so banter. Banter is always the second thing. My foot's doing well. I can apparently it's healing faster than the doctors expected, which is very good.
You are a Wolverine.
Kind of. No. Instead of having to set the bone back in place, for those who don't know, I broke my metatarsal in my foot. I believe it's called my metatarsal. I believe it's called my metatarsal. I snapped it, and it kind of shattered in one place. But they were like, oh, come back in a couple weeks. We will see if you need, screws or anything. I went back today, and they took x-rays, and no screws needed. They're like, oh, it's already healing really, really well. Have you been walking on this? I'm like, kind of, every once in a while. And apparently, a little, regulated walking on a broken bone or a broken foot stimulates the body to fix it faster. Now, don't walk on your broken feet. But there's a possibility it might help. Anyways.
You could hobble.
Yes, hobble around like I have been because I hate my crutches. Anyways, what's new with you, Oscar?
Well, I already told you before the show, but I ended up going to look at a car like I said, it was really nice. You know, it was a 2006 RSX. Only the base time, not the Type S. But regardless of that, it looked really good in the pictures. You know, I went on Facebook Marketplace, you know, trying to look for something affordable. When I got there, it was held literally by duct tape. It had no hood latch. It was held by a rope with that. It had a old junkyard motor in it, which, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of junkyard motors are still good. It's just you don't know what you're gonna get. As well as the bumper and the fender were held together by duct tape rather than, you know, actually putting on correctly. So, yeah, no go on that. But I did find a small little dealership with some of my favorite cars. You know, had the Integras, had the RSXs, the CRXs, and then my all-time favorite Honda car. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this for anybody that's car lovers. It was a Honda Del Sol. It's a very small car, but it was my first car, and I immediately fell in love with it, and I want to get another one. So we'll see how that happens. How that goes.
I see nothing wrong with Honda and small cars. I still drive my Honda Accord 2003. Amazing. Got a sunroof. It's nice. Got me from Idaho.
Goddamn right.
Got me from Idaho down to Georgia with no clutch because it's a 20-year-old car. I was going 5 miles. Okay, no. You have to listen to last episode to get my rant about going cross country in that car. But I still love that car very much. I hope you find the car of your dreams.
You know, Hondas are so fucking durable.
Something I would like.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Is a Volkswagen bus just to go cross country in. That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, beautiful.
Set up a hammock in the back. Okay.
Oh. I mean, they're made to where you can sort of live in them.
Yeah, no, that's what I want. I don't want to live in a van down by the river, but I do want the option to live in a van down by the river.
YouTube.
All right. So, do we want to go ahead and pull a card?
Yeah, I got one right here. I went and pulled it beforehand. So,
yeah.
for this week's question, What is one place you want to go before you die, and why?
Okay. Uh, I already know mine right off the bat. Do you need to think about yours?
No, I already knew mine right off
All
the
right,
bat.
you go ahead first.
Go ahead.
Oh, very polite
Okay.
here.
So, so I'm in between two places. I want to go to Japan, all for the culture. You know, Japan has always been a big tourist spot. I mainly want to go. You're gonna think I'm gonna be crazy for this. Mainly for the urban legends. I want to visit urban legend areas.
I
Yeah.
like that. I
So
like that.
there's yeah, yeah. There's a lot of urban legend places in Japan. That's one of the main reasons. But as well as the car scene down there is just impeccable. You know, you get them fairly cheap. The only thing you got to worry about is getting them shipped back to the U.S., which is a little more expensive than I'd like. But if I could save up the money and have it to go down there, I'd like to come back with maybe a Skyline or a NSX or shit. Even a small little what was it called? I can't think of it right now, but I'm not gonna waste that time.
You want
But
Trekakun.
as well as I'd love to go to No. Also, there's a spot, I think it's in Norway, where you get to live like a Viking for as long as you're there. You know, it's a small little village. They teach you the way of the Vikings and everything like that. And I want to say it's Norway. I could be wrong, but it seems like an absolute fun. The
Could it be
Viking culture
Greenland?
has always been a big interest of mine.
Could it be Iceland? No.
Huh?
Could is it Norway or Iceland? I don't know why my
No,
brain
I
went
don't
to
think it's
Iceland.
Iceland.
But whatever. Sorry.
I know. I know there's Viking cultures in both of them. No, you're good. But yeah, you get to dine in there in their mess hall, their meat hall. You get to throw axes as a Viking. You get to build a boat or help build a boat, you know, and actually use it to go selling and what you build. You get to make your own sword. You get to do so many things that the Vikings did, as well as have the comfort of like modern day because they do have like charger ports and everything like that, so you can actually take pictures and have a good time there. Be a little more modern,
Yeah.
but definitely a place I want to go. Has been on my mind for a while now. What about yourself?
I just want to go to Alaska and watch the aurora borealis, the lights in the sky,
Oh yeah,
because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just something I've always wanted to see. Because you see it in pictures and all that kind of stuff, but it's one of those things that I don't think it's real until I see it myself. Of course, it is real, but I'm just like, no, it can't look that beautiful.
No.
You can't. It can't.
Well, the thing is, pictures also don't do it justice. Like yes, it's
Really?
very beautiful in pictures, but I feel like real life is just.
Have you
I
seen
feel
it?
like if it's in real life, you're gonna be more blown away than it is in a picture. I have not seen it, but that's my feeling of it.
Oh,
like,
gotcha. See, I
Because think about it.
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. I keep.
No, you're good. Because think about it. You take a picture of, you know, for example, my parents went to Cancun and they saw a big ass iguana. You know, Dad was saying it was about 5 foot long, and which is a big ass iguana. You know, they don't typically get that big.
Mhm.
And he took a picture of it, and it didn't do it justice. It looked like a regular ass iguana just laying on a tree limb.
Mhm.
So, like I said, I don't think the pictures do it justice. I just want to see it for myself to see if it's that beautiful or even more beautiful.
I, I honestly, the iguana thing brought a memory back. We were on a trip. My family, we went on a cruise and we stopped down in one of the Caribbean islands, and there was this big iguana that it didn't chase my mom, but she'll tell you that it chased her because we had food with us and it just came towards us, and my mother is terrified of anything reptilian. She just doesn't like them. And from her point of view, this thing charged at her. It was going to get her. Mom, it doesn't even come up to your shin. You're gonna be okay. Though I see where I kind of get where she comes from, because I'm not afraid of all reptiles. I just don't like snakes. And there's a story behind that as well, but we might be able to get that another time. But no, back to the question at hand, I want to see the Aurora Borealis. Of course, pictures don't do it justice. Of course, it's going to be like that. But, like, I want to be the judge for myself. I want to know. That, and also, I just want to see how cold it is. I've never... living in the South, the coldest I've ever gotten is like when I lived up in Idaho. And, of course, it snows and stuff up there. But even then, I wore like this. It's just a hoodie.
Yeah.
It's not that cold. I want to get to a point where I'm like, oh, I actually need a jacket. Because I love wearing jackets.
Yeah, need to put some layers on.
Yeah, no. Next topic. Something that I actually am really interested in. We talked about it just a little bit because we talk about a few of the discussions that we want to have beforehand. Johnny Depp is back as Captain Jack Sparrow. The man, the myth, the legend, the survivor of Amber Heard herself is like, I will he said, Aquaman. I think that he should be in the next Aquaman, and so should Amber Heard, but not on set at the same time. They need to... Amber Heard's character needs to be killed by a harpoon through her chest. And who threw the harpoon? A man on the edge of a boat with a jar of dirt on his side. And she just gets harpooned by Captain Jack Sparrow. But no, from what I heard, Johnny Depp said that he was not going to go back to Disney, no matter how much they paid him. And then they offered him a reasonable $301 million. And he was like, yeah, I think I'm going to come back.
That is more than reasonable.
That is more than... sarcasm, I meant. But yeah, it's... No. There are very few things I would not do for $301 million. Like, we could play the game. What would you do for $1 million? There's a lot of things I would do for $1 million.
Absolutely.
Now...
But the list is even greater for that I would do for $301 million.
All right. What is something you would do for $301 million?
No consequences. No, like, you're going to jail, all this shit. Or is it, like, reasonable things?
How about this?
Is this excluding murder?
You have to be in the ring for 5 minutes with Mike Tyson in his prime.
Absolutely, 100%. I will get my shit rocked by him for $301 million.
$301 million.
There's no doubt.
It's gonna.
There is no fucking doubt. Absolutely. He would break my face, and they would have still enough money to have a good time.
You could buy a new face with all that. But Disney, I'm glad that you stepped
plastic
up.
Surgery.
I'm glad that you stepped up, Disney, and was like, hey. We need you back, buddy. All right, you got it. Yeah, no. Also, along with another Pirates of the Caribbean movie, which people say that they are getting worse and worse, I have enjoyed every single one. Now, are there ones that are better than others? Yes,
yeah.
But it's like pizza.
Absolutely.
It might not be good pizza, but it's pizza. It's better than no pizza, right?
It still tastes good.
It still tastes good.
Absolutely.
It's just... There might also... Sorry. Go on.
All right, good. Bring it on pizza. Pineapples on pizza, yes or no?
If it's the only pizza around, I'll eat it. But it's not my favorite. I'm not going to condemn people for liking pineapple on pizza, because you can't condemn anyone these days, fucking liberals. Sorry, no. The delayed laugh. There is a little bit of a delay. There's some internet problems, but
I know.
it's all good. It's all good. But no, there also is talk, or at least I heard this on TikTok. And I've Googled it. There is talk of a prequel Pirates of the Caribbean TV show of how Captain Jack Sparrow got the Black Pearl. And I think that that's going to be fucking cool. But it can only end in tragedy and mutiny. It can only end in tragedy and mutiny because that's where the first movie starts off.
Yeah, he does lose a Black Pearl.
Yeah,
in the first movie.
No, he gets the Black Pearl back in the first movie. He had been 12 or 10 years? 10 years since he was mutinied by Barbossa and the rest of the crew. Because
10? I want to say?
Yeah, because Elizabeth Swann and all of them, she was like, what, 12? And she's like 22 in the first movie or something along those 18th birthday. I don't know. Like ages are weird, but it's like it's like a decade that they were on the seas because well, I don't know. Maybe even more. But I can't wait to see a young Jack Sparrow. We got a glimpse of what he would look like in Dead Man Tells No Tale, and I can't wait to see more of it.
Yes.
I think we've exhausted this with the Jack Sparrow stuff. Let's move on to the hypotheticals. Oscar, you have them up. What's the first one? There are 170 that we're going to try to get through. Yeah. Not this episode.
He would try. No. We're definitely going to make them different episodes, you know. So hopefully we put enough to where we'd be able to have the full 170.
Yeah.
But for the first one, we have, if you had a chance, would you want to be pain-free for the rest of your life?
See, with those kinds of questions, it's along the lines of, yeah, of course I don't want to feel pain ever. But, like, pain is useful, and I think that that's why this question was even made. It's so that people can ask you, and they expect everyone to be like, oh, no, I don't want to feel pain anymore. And then the person's like, yeah, but then you could cut off your toe and not even know. And it's more of like one of those gotcha kind of things. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Like do you want to be what would you do if you were immortal? Well, actually, immortality would be horrible because you'd have to watch everyone you care about die, and then, like, even after the world ends, you're still just out in space. And shut the fuck up, dude. Yes, immortality's cool. Okay, shut the fuck up.
Okay, no. I don't think that's the point of immortality. I think immortality is more the point of, like, in my opinion, it's more of the point of you can still get hurt and die, but you're not susceptible to many kinds of death.
Okay.
Like, so I feel like if you're just sitting in space, you're gonna not be able to breathe and just...
You would eventually die. Or at least you would go unconscious and be in a state of comatose. Because you could still be put in a coma if you're immortal.
That is true.
So, like, if you deprive your whole brain of oxygen. But no, like, these kinds of hypotheticals are like, oh, this sounds good, but this is why it would be horrible. I don't know. They seem...
Yeah, it gives a lot of people sort of like a reason to explain themselves.
Exactly. But what about you? Would you never want to feel pain again? I wouldn't want to feel pain ever again.
Fuck no. I think pain, like you said, is a good thing, because think about it. You get hit by a car. Yes, you don't feel pain, but you also don't know when your body is fully healed. You will go throughout walking on your broken bones, making them worse. And, like, yeah, there's no pain. Okay, cool, whatever. But at the same time, you're still going to be useless. As useless as you would be if you felt pain. because your bones are literally turning to dust as the more and more you get hurt, even though you don't feel the pain. So
Yeah.
you'll end up as a whole ass vegetable. Oh, as well as you don't know if you're paralyzed or not because you don't feel the pain. So
I mean, I
you
think
could
that
try
you'd
to
be able
walk,
to
then all of a
fit-
sudden you can't walk.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, do you feel pain when paralyzed? I'm sure you do.
Okay, technically, I want to say technically no because your pain or your nerve endings I believe are dead depending what kind of paralyzation you are.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like I said, you could walk around and all of a sudden you get hit and you try to walk around again and now you're paralyzed. Now you can't move at all and you don't feel any pain. It's just gonna make me wanna end everything.
You're
I
stupid.
want the
man.
pain. I want to be able to feel things. Exactly. Like, no, I want to be able to get stabbed in the hand and be like, ah, shit, that fucking hurt. Hey, at least I know I'm alive.
Yeah. With me, I just find pain's annoying. No, that sounds way too emo. It's just like I would go in for like monthly. I don't do anything particularly dangerous that I think would actively hurt me. But like, so like, I have a broken foot. Like I stated earlier. I don't want to feel this pain anymore, and I honestly don't. It's more of just an annoying twinge. But I would just go in for like monthly X-rays and just be like, X-ray me. Okay, I'm all good. Okay, fine. And then I'd just go forward with my life. But I guess maybe if I fell off a building, I would want to. If I fell off a building or did something to the point where like, oh, that should have hurt me. I think I would know, right? Like if you get into a car accident.
No, okay. Falling off a building is a different story.
Like,
Falling off a
what
building
are
is a
you
different
doing?
story.
What are
Just
you?
because you don't feel pain doesn't mean you can't die. Like,
No, I'm not saying like I'm not gonna die, but like if I did something that I'm like, oh, that is going to that's going to hurt me, I'm going to go get checked out, even if I don't feel the pain. Like if I see a bone sticking out of my leg, I'm not gonna be like, well, I'm just gonna keep walking around. It doesn't hurt. No, I'm gonna still take care of my body. Hey Spencer,
absolutely.
why do you got?
Like,
Hey Spencer,
I
why
guess
does
that
look
would
like-
make you.
Yeah. Spencer, why you got like Wolverine claws?
I guess that would make you a little more. Jesus. It would make you like care about your body a little more, I think. But at the same time, you also would have that carefree zone, mainly because like, oh yeah, I broke my arm, it doesn't hurt. I'm definitely gonna go to checked out and like kind of keep safe until the bone is healed. But then bone's healed, I feel like you just go do dumb things again because you feel no pain. So you sort of have that invincibility factor of you to where you're like, oh, nothing hurts me, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. So I feel like that'd be very dangerous.
I'm not like being a superhero going out and like, hey buddy, get your hands off her, and then just like get my jaw broken and it's like, oh, I don't feel it. It's yeah, okay. So I think that
Exactly.
again, this conversation is going exactly how I said earlier. If someone says yes to this, the other person's like, no, you want pain because it's useful. Just like, no, you're gonna eventually want death. You don't want to be immortal.
It is useful.
It is useful, and it is. I'm not knocking that like pain is useful, but also I can look and make sure that okay, nothing's broken. But I guess
Not necessarily. Not every broken bone has a protruding bone.
I know that, but like when my foot broke and it started swelling up, I was like, oh. Okay, no, this is a bad example because it took me 2 days to eventually go to the hospital because I was like, the swelling isn't going down. Okay, fair enough. I get your point. I'm the stupid guy that would. I'm the stupid one. Gotcha.
It's not that you're stupid, it's that you're stubborn. There's difference.
I am stubborn because I'm like, hospital bills. Because here's the thing, even after insurance and all that, and I have pretty good insurance, it's still $559 for this. Just for the boot.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, insurance makes a big impact, but it's still expensive. Like, mind you, I went to go get my teeth done, and without insurance, it was gonna be like $7,000. Even with insurance, for a root canal, a crown, to get my wisdom teeth pulled, and then a simple cleaning, $1,938. It's bullshit.
It is Bolshevik. And here's the thing. Do you know how we fix this? This is a call to action yet again. 2 episodes in a row with a call to action. Stop paying. Just stop paying. If everyone just did not pay their medical bills, there wouldn't be a foundation for them to stand on. They would have to be like, okay, let's lower our prices. But I know that boycotting hospitals is difficult because people need them. But that is taking something that people need and then are like, oh, you need your foot looked at? Okay. $7,000. You need
absolutely.
You need this medicine so you don't die? Give me your foot. What? I want your foot for your heart medicine, sir. You get over here. So just start boycotting. Don't pay. Let it go to collections. I don't care if it ruins our credit. Let it.
Yes. Okay. That's another thing. Like, yes, you could not pay, but at the same time, I feel like it'd be better if everyone just, because you really don't need wages to live. Like, I'm not saying like, okay, money's a bad thing, which technically it is. But at the same time, you don't necessarily need wages or payment in order to do things. Exactly. Just the point of the whole entire thing, like before, it was just a barter system. Yes, that was a form of trading. You could trade money for services, or you could just trade a chicken for, like, I don't know, some bread and jam. I don't fucking know. If that's a thing, why are we making it so fucking expensive now when we could just make it to where everyone shares everything? I get it. Yes, there might be some things of like, oh, he stole from me, which technically it wouldn't even be stealing because you could just go and take your own things back without having a problem. I just feel like it'd be easier not to pay for anything and have everyone on board with it. So A, we don't have to, fucking live with poverty and everything like that. It would make poverty go away. It will make homelessness go away. It will make underpaid people go and actually be able to thrive in life because nothing we have to pay for. It's just there. We do the job. We get a thank you. We get to live.
Yeah. Here's something. At least back when the bartering system, when you bartered something with someone, the thing you got was at least useful in itself. Like, oh, I'll trade you these berries for a chicken. That person can take those berries, plant berries, and then grow their own berries. The other person who got the chicken can now have eggs or eat the chicken. You give me money. Let's say everything just goes to shit. That money's useless. It just is burnable. That's it. But it won't even burn that long. I'm sorry. This kind of got into the
fire fuel.
It's just fire fuel. It's not used. At least when it was like gold, nowadays, you can at least use that in like a circuit board or something. It's a metal. It can be useful in some way. But now, it's just like, hey guys, we got these like cloth papers that, are they backed by gold? No, not anymore. It's just, it's not useful, and
Yeah.
therefore it is useless, and therefore it's nothing. If something is useless, then it is nothing. So, I wish I could make a diagram. I have a whiteboard now, but I'm not going to, just because we don't have that kind of time. Oh, this got very, very like like anti-money, which I think that is the goal of society, to be anti-money. Like, we should all be striving to a point where we
Not
don't need
necessarily.
money. Like, what do you mean?
So, okay. So when it comes to like bigger corporations, there's so much greed when it comes to like people with more wealth than others. Like, don't get me wrong. Do people with lesser fortunes have greed? Of course they do. But it's not as excessive than somebody that wants everything and can get everything by having, paying off policemen or paying off, politicians or anything like that. It's about greed when it comes to the paper money,
Mm-hmm.
rather than it would be about a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So paper money, like you said, is useless. It's pointless. There's no real reason to have it around.
Mm-hmm.
But they want it because it buys things. It makes them happy, quote unquote. They don't have any real reason to have it, but they want it because it's a piece of thing that they can use.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I was listening to you, but as you were talking, I was having a thought. What does money represent if it's not gold anymore? It's no longer gold. What is it? It's time. That's all it is now. We sell 8 hours and for what we think, or at least what we can get for those 8 hours. So right now you are selling your time. And if you didn't, here's the thing. If you spent those 8 hours like trying to grow something, like a berry bush or a chicken or something along those lines, you would get what you would use that money for. And I know that that's not a viable option for everybody. People live in cities, all that. It's not viable for everyone. Some people have to sell their time. Some people have to sell their body. Other people, I don't think that everyone has to, though. Like, there is enough land out there that everyone could get at least an acre. And if you use the majority of that acre for growing food, I think that, I guess the math might be off, but I think that you'd be able to grow enough food for yourself to survive. But I guess devil's
absolutely.
yeah, go ahead.
You're saying devil's advocate, but
Devil's advocate.
go ahead.
The fact that people can sell their time means that we can get commodities like the phone you're watching or listening to this on. People can take that time that you give them in the form of money and spend a lot of that time in the form of money to get something quicker than it would than you would be able to otherwise. So like if I wanted a hamburger, I have to go spend money that is time. So 1 second. I'm going to like cut it right there. And I'm going to just I'm going to use my diagram over here. So I'm sorry that like this is a topic
you're
that
good.
I
You're
did
good.
not
Keep going.
realize that it was going to get this deep. But these are the kinds
It's
of
always gonna get deep with us,
It's
dude.
always going to get deep, and I love it. That's why I like making these episodes with you. Where's my extra markers?
Hell yeah.
Okay. There we go. We can zoom
There
in.
it goes.
Okay, so money equals time. To get a hamburger, ham, you need cow. But not everyone has the time to get cow, so people sell their collective time as money. You save up your time to spend to get the time that it would take to raise cow and slaughter cow to get hamburger. So, money equals time, hamburger equals cow, cow equals time and resources. You take your saved up time from yourself to go buy someone else's time, but things are getting more expensive because you also have to take in plus resources. So, money equals time plus resources. So, the only thing that we can get as the normal person is time for money. So for us, money is just time. For the wealthy, money is time and resources. So they have resources along with time, which gives them more money than us. So, to sum up, rich people have money because they have time and resources, and they combine those to get more money. As normal people, we have money. But the only thing we have to sell for that money is time. And therefore, our time is limited. Resources on Earth can be reused, reduced, recycled, all that kind of stuff. Resources deplete at a slower rate than our lifetime. Meaning, over time, our time gets lower. So, time getting lower and lower means that money gets lower and lower. So, since we only have time and no resources, we are normal people. Rich people have time and resources from the land and stuff, and also they buy us to be their resources. So we are also a resource for them. And they buy us with the time that they already got because they sell resources. So they get resources, time, give us time, buy our time, and give us less time. Money equals time. That's all I'm getting at. Anyways, sorry for all of that, but...
No, you're good. You're good. Time does equal money. That is a very good point.
But all we have is time to give. We are a resource.
Our limited time on our Earth.
Mm-hmm. And resources like iron and oil and stuff like that, while they will deplete eventually, can last so much longer than our time. Okay, I need you to zoom out. Zoom out.
There it goes.
Sorry about
Jesus.
that tirade behind me. I will try to put a picture of that in the video right here. After that tirade, do you have anything to add to this?
There's a lot that you have already said. I don't think there's much I can add without having to repeat.
Mm-hmm.
But basically the whole general sense of this is just we don't need money.
Money is time, and what we need is resources. Anyways, sorry, but we're all focused
What we
on
need
time.
is more time.
Yeah, we're all focused on getting more time and selling our time. We are not focused on getting resources. Anyways, that hypothetical went places, and that was amazing. I loved that.
Absolutely. To go from would you feel pain to immortality to time to money to greed to more time and resources. It just went on a full fucking rampage of different topics.
Yes, it did. Okay, I think let's go into our next part. Do we want to try one more? We still got a little bit more time. If we want to try and do another hypothetical. Do we want to do hypothetical number 2?
We could do another hypothetical.
All right. All right, guys, we're going to do
Yeah, we could do another hypothetical number 2.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So, hypothetical number 2. Would you take a $70,000 job a week, mind you, $70,000 a week job offer where you get paid to sit in a pitch black room and do nothing for 20 hours a day?
20. Okay, let's go back to the board. Let's talk about time.
Let's go back to the board.
No, okay.
It goes right back to the board.
It goes right back to the board. No, okay. I would go insane, or even more so insane. But I think I would eventually be able to solve the mysteries of the universe if I had just myself in a room. It's not sensory deprivation.
A little more time.
Just a little bit more time. No, but that only gives you 4 hours a day to even use that money. So, I mean, you'd have a lot of money to do so. Strippers and weed, guys. Strippers and weed. For 4 hours a day.
4 hours a day. That's all you need.
All you need is 4 hours a day. No, a lot of that time I think would be taken up sleep.
It would. I feel like sleep would take up a lot of your time, but at the same time, it doesn't say that you can't bring anybody in. You're literally just in a pitch black room. So I feel like I would, because I could bring in so many things. Yes, it's a pitch black room, but that doesn't mean you can't bring lights.
Does it say?
At least I don't think it does.
Does it say that you have to do nothing?
It doesn't say you have to do nothing. It just says, oh, no, it does say you have to do nothing. Okay, never mind.
Yes,
Sit in a pitch black room and do nothing for 20 hours. So yeah, no, lose my goddamn mind.
I would solve the universe in every way I could. And
my brain would melt. I wouldn't solve the universe. It would fucking melt.
what? I believe that's a form of torture. Isn't that like sensory deprivation torture that happens there?
Yes, it is a form of torture. It is indeed. There's the sensory deprivation. There's also the water droplet one.
Oh, we still need
I think
to
we
do
talked
that.
about in one of the podcasts.
We still need to do that.
We do, yes, we need to do that. But it requires me going over there to you, or you coming over here to me.
You come over here. I don't want to go into Texas.
Oh,
Nothing against Texas. It's just hotter there than here. And I don't deal well with heat.
it really is.
It's just,
It really is.
we talk, like, you bring up, like, oh, it was 105 today. I'm like, it was 93 today, and I was dying in an air-conditioned house.
Okay, so yes, it was 105, but that's the feel like, as well as having humidity at like 85%, which makes it so much fucking worse. Like, yeah, our actual temperature says it's like 99 degrees, but the feel like is saying it's 105 to 110, which drives me insane. It feels 100 degrees in a dry heat. I feel like it'd be so much better than in the, well, it is so much better than the humidity, because I used to live in northern Texas before, and it would still get 100 degrees, but it was a dry heat, so it feels so much better. It's not so stagnant. It's not so like you're in a swamp. You know,
Nasty.
it's there. You're still hot, but it's not as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It's just a little nasty. But no, I have too much stuff that I like to do. 70,000 a week. We just had a whole conversation that money is nothing. So, like...
Yep.
So, no, I don't think I would take that. I don't. There's other things that I want to do for more than 4 hours a day. And, like...
If it was maybe 10 hours a day, I feel like that'd be a little more doable.
Maybe, because right now,
That's still gives you 14 hours a day.
That is more than half. That is the majority of the day. And therefore, the majority of your life. That you will be staying just in a pitch dark room.
Yes, but you also spend about I think it was a quarter of your life or maybe half your life sleeping. That 10 hours, since you have to do nothing, you could sleep that 10 hours and have the 14 hours they have outside to spend the money, to have, you know, fun and all that. And then when you go back to work,
No, I'm
you have the
talking
10
about
hours
the
to sleep
original
again.
20.
You'll feel so refreshed.
I'm talking about the original, like, 20
Oh,
hours.
yes, absolutely. The original 20.
There
yes.
is no... I'm never going to do that 20. If it was 10, absolutely. I'll sleep for 8, sit around for 2. But, like... That's...
Yep.
The 20-hour a week, that's way too much time. And there we go again, talking about time. Time equals money. There we go. It all loops back to the board. Anyways.
This is like a conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory! No.
Oh, man.
All right, we're almost out of time. If we want to pull that last card, then we'll sign off.
Yeah. Let me go ahead. Let me pull it out right now. Give me a card.
Quickly.
Okay. What is one thing what is one thing you wish they taught you in school but didn't, and why?
Everyone's going to say taxes. Everyone's going to say taxes. Taxes aren't that hard. They aren't. You put information in. And
They're not.
They're not. You can figure that out pretty easily. For the kids that are listening, close your ears. Where the clitoris was. That took me like it took me asking my first girlfriend, "Hey, where is this?" Because I've heard about this.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
And like it was a little awkward.
Where's the so elusive?
Where it now I know where it is now. You can ask. You can ask my partner. I don't, but you could. But no, that awkward conversation with my first girlfriend of like, hey, could you just like guide my hand? Like, show me what I'm looking at here. Come on. Like,
well, hold on. Sorry. So they actually do, because it's
is it on a diagram and I just missed that day?
Yes, they have sexual education.
They
I think
have
like
sexual
middle school where they teach you about the penis, the vagina.
They did not teach us about the clitoris. They did not teach us about a clitoris.
They taught me everything. Did I remember? No, because I still had to have that same awkward conversation. But they did have a diagram. They did teach us. I just didn't pay attention.
We're just stupid. We're like, oh, we'll never have to know about that little thing right there. We'll never have to.
Exactly. We were in middle school. We just figured out our hand was good.
We just figured out. I just figured out how to spend my 20 hours in a room.
Every single second will be used with the hand.
Every single... Well, they said that you can't do anything. They can ask me, hey, what are you doing in there? Nothing. We can hear you! This is so stupid.
Jesus.
But no, like, if they already...
but it's a lot of fun.
Then the teacher needs to be like, guys, this is important. It's important. I'm gonna tell you. But no, it's just like...
This here is the clitoris. Behind it is the G-spot.
Look upon it and marvel. It's just like, no, put your penis in the vagina, you spooge out, and then you have a baby. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, why'd you use the word spooge? He's like, that's the medical term. That's the medical term.
You put your baby batter inside of the woman.
You put it in the oven. Matt, sir, why do you call
put it in the oven.
Why do you call it an oven? Because it's warm in there. Now, okay. I grossed myself out. I grossed myself out with that. Not saying that the vagina is gross.
I was gonna say something, but it's gonna be too much.
It's just a little too much information. But everyone knows that the vagina is warm. It's inside a person.
Oh no, the vagina.
If you have a cold vagina, they're dead. If it's a cold vagina, they're dead.
Oh.
Beware the cold vagina.
Oh my god.
Anyways, on that note, thank you all for listening and watching. If you are listening to this right now, you can watch the video version of this on my YouTube channel, SHCC Productions. We're all a little dumber now, and we're sorry.